Welcome, my dear friends, to the Rapid Roundup session on business environment. In this session, we will take a deep dive into the dynamic and ever-evolving world in which businesses operate. The business environment encompasses a wide range of factors, including the economic, social, political, even technological, and of course, legal influences, which shape all the opportunities as well as the challenges that are faced by organizations. So, understanding this business environment becomes crucial for businesses of all sizes as well as operating in any industry. It allows companies to anticipate the changes, identify potential risks and opportunities, and make informed decisions to navigate the complexities of the marketplace very effectively. If you are new to this channel, I am Anu, your guide and facilitator for this course. I run a small but growing YouTube channel named Anu's Classroom, which is aimed at helping IGNOU students like you overcome the limitations of distance learning by providing quality content. My goal is to assist you not just in passing your exams with good grades, but also understanding the concepts thoroughly so that you become better managers. Throughout this course, we will explore all the various components of business environment and how they impact organizational strategies, operations, as well as performance. We will examine the key trends and developments that shape the global business landscape, from technological advancements to regulatory changes, and discuss their implications for businesses. So let's embark on this journey together, fueled by curiosity, determination, and a passion for learning. I'm so excited to accompany you on this transformative educational experience, and I'm confident that together we will emerge as savvy decision makers who are ready to conquer the complexities of the business world. Let me give you a glimpse of what's in store for us for the rest of this video, right? This course is divided into 4 blocks, each providing essential insights into the business environment. It has a total of 14 units. In the first block, we will delve into the concept of business environment, understanding its nature and scope. We will explore topics like economic growth and development, socio-cultural and political-legal environments, and delve into business ethics and CSR in short. Moving on to the second block, we will get an overview of the Indian economy. We will cover aspects such as the Indian financial system, industrial policy framework, agri-business environment and such. In the third block, we will shift our focus to the structural reforms, including the new economic policy as well as the financial and fiscal sector reforms. Finally, in the fourth block, we will broaden our horizons to the international business environment. And here we will explore topics like international financial system, balance of payments, which is a very, very important topic, foreign trade, even sources of global financing, as well as the technological environment, which is shaping businesses so much these days. I'm very excited to embark on this journey together with you, and I'm confident that together we will be gaining a deeper understanding of the business environment, all these topics, and armed with this knowledge, we will all be better equipped to drive success and profitability within our organizations, right? So let's dive in, explore these intricacies of business environment together, and seize the opportunities that lie ahead of us. Before we start our discussions, I kindly ask you to just take a moment to ensure that you have subscribed to the channel and enabled notifications, because by doing so, you can ensure that you will never miss an update from Anu's Classroom, and in this way, you can fully utilize all the resources I provide to support your journey towards earning your postgraduate degree from IGNOU. Feel free to leave your comments, questions or suggestions below. I'm here to help you out. So don't hesitate to ask anything. But just remember to keep your comments professional, like you would in your future managerial role. That is the only ask from you. The business world. It is like a very complex ecosystem that is constantly evolving and is influenced by a multitude of factors that are beyond the control of individual enterprises, much like our daily lives, right? Of course, this expansive realm, which is known as the business environment, provides the backdrop against which businesses have to operate as well as thrive. So you can picture it like what you can say, a stage, right, where a drama of commerce unfolds with businesses as the actors, navigating through a script that is written by economic trends, societal values, government regulations, and technological advancements. So at its core, this term environment, it encapsulates everything that is external to the business entity and its management. So it is a very big picture. Okay, it is the big picture, the macro context within which each business functions as a micro unit. So environment is the macro, the bigger picture, inside which our businesses are operating like small specks, just like how we are in this vast universe, right? this environment is not static, it is dynamic, of course, and by being dynamic, it means that it is shaped by various forces which are often referred to as the givens, right? That the business must contend with. So these forces encompass societal values, the government regulations, and other external influences which directly or indirectly impact businesses. Zooming in, we can see that the business environment is not just a monolithic structure but rather a mosaic of interconnected subsets. Have you seen a mosaic tile? It has a lot of small bits and pieces of many other things, right? If you have seen, like, mosaic was a very famous tiling solution in earlier days, like the times of my father and all, when we were young. If the people were a little bit rich at that time, we never went for marble or granite or vitrified tiles. If you were rich, at least if you had some amount of money with you, then definitely your house would be floored with mosaic. That was the trend in Kerala. So business environment is also like that. It is not just a one single piece. Monolithic means a single piece, right? It's not like that. It is like a mosaic of interconnected subsets. I hope these examples are helping you connect with this subject, which is very essential if you want to remember in your exam, right? If you interconnect with daily small simple things, I feel that we can remember these concepts much more easily than if you just try to mug things up, right? So that is why I am trying this. If it is working out, let me know. I'll do more of it. If it is not working out also, let me know. Then maybe I will change and try something else which could work out, right? So coming back, so what are these subsets? What are these interconnected smaller parts of these business environment? It includes the economic environment, the socio-cultural environment, politico-legal environment, technological environment, and much more. Each subset represents a distinct facet of the broader environment, influencing businesses in unique ways. Now let's unpack this term, business environment, right? Business environment is essentially the sum total of all these external factors, right? It is a blend of dynamism, of complexity, uncontrollability, which shapes the landscape in which businesses operate. So what is the nature of business environment? It is dynamic, it is complex, it is uncontrollable, right? So businesses don't exist in vacuum, right? They deeply enmeshed in this environment. Constantly they have to interact and transact within the bounds of this business environment. And understanding these intricacies of business environment becomes very crucial for businesses to thrive. It is similar to knowing the lay of the land before embarking on the journey, right? It is like having a map before you start out. Why? What is the use of maps? For us, when we are going on a journey, it will help us navigate the terrain. Similarly, knowing about this business environment helps businesses navigate all the challenges and leverage the opportunities and allocate their resources effectively. By grasping the essence of the business environment and its various components, businesses can strengthen their capabilities, enhance their adaptability to changing circumstances. So what is the scope of this business environment? Again, definitely, it is a very vast scope. It encompasses both internal and external factors. So what are the internal factors? Human resources, raw materials, financial resources, all these things which are internal to the company, they play a pivotal role in shaping a business's performance. Whereas externally, it is beyond the business's control, right? Like political changes, economic fluctuations, technological advancements, all these things which are external and which the businesses cannot control 100%, constantly also exert influence and presents both opportunities as well as threats. In dissecting the business environment further, we encounter the distinction between internal and external environments. The internal environment comprises factors within the organization's sphere of influence, factors that can be controlled or modified to some extent. On the other hand, external environment comprises forces that are outside the organization's control, which poses challenges and offers opportunities that businesses must navigate adeptly. Moreover, business environment can be categorized into microenvironment and macroenvironment. Microenvironment encompasses the immediate stakeholders like the suppliers, customers, competitors, and the public entities, which directly impact the business's day-to-day operations, who are closely in contact with the business. That is, in contrast, there is the microenvironment, which encompasses a much broader societal, economic, and technological trends that shape the business landscape on a larger scale. In essence, the business environment is a very dynamic ecosystem that is teeming with opportunities as well as challenges. And by understanding its intricacies and adapting to its ever changing dynamics, businesses can position themselves for a success in increasingly competitive world. Economic growth and development are definitely central to the prosperity and well-being of nations, right? But these concepts are often misunderstood. So let us take away that misunderstanding and let's have a clear understanding of what economic growth and development means. Economic growth, simply put, refers to the increase in a country's national income and its total output over time. It is commonly quantified using metrics like the GDP, gross domestic product. Similarly, there is another metric, maybe you guys are aware, maybe not, gross national income, GNI, right? On the other hand, we have economic development, which encompasses a broader spectrum incorporating not only economic growth but also social and political progress. Right? It entails improvements in various aspects of human welfare like education, healthcare, overall standard of living. To gauge economic development, we rely on a range of indicators beyond just the GDP or gross national income. There is the Human Development Index, okay, HDI, for instance, which provides a more holistic view by considering factors like the life expectancy of the population, education level, income level. Other indicators could include poverty rate, literacy rates, access to basic services like healthcare or clean water, as well as the level of infrastructure and technological advancements. Now let's dive into the models and theories which underpin our understanding of economic growth. So we have the most very important, I would say, Harrod-Dormer model, which underscores the critical role of savings and investment in driving this economic growth. Then we have Solow model, which on the other hand emphasizes the significance of technological advancements and capital accumulation. And the endogenous growth theory, which highlights the importance of investing in human and physical capital. So these theories of growth, the Harrod-Dormer models, the Solow, the endogenous growth theory, these are important from your term and examination perspective. So go in depth and learn about it. I'm not going in depth over here because this is a session where we are doing a quick rapid roundup of everything that is covered in all 14 units. So if we go in depth on each of these, it is going to take more and more time and defeat the purpose of having a rapid roundup, right? But this is important. Let me tell you, if you are interested in learning more about it, definitely do check out the in detail videos of MMPC 3 that is already there in the channel. Okay, so let us move on. Economic growth is not uniform across all nations, right? You look at all the nations of the world, do you see every other nation in the same level? No. You can find that some countries are trapped in what is called circles of underdevelopment, right? So such underdevelopment, the reason for such underdevelopment are outlined by theories like the vicious circle of poverty or the low level equilibrium trap, the structuralist theory and all. These theories shed light on this complex interplay of factors which perpetuate this underdevelopment in certain nations. It could be ranging from inadequate investments to unfavorable global economic structures, whatever it is, these theories help understand that. Moving on to the national income accounting, it serves as the bedrock for understanding a country's economic trajectory. Through methods like the product method, income method, expenditure method, we can estimate the national income, which is a vital statistics for assessing the economic growth and comparing nations internationally. We saw that in the beginning itself. We talked about the GDP and GNI, right? What is GNI? It is nothing but the gross national income. So at the heart of this accounting lies this GDP, gross domestic product, which serves as a cornerstone for analyzing economic performance. Now let's switch gears to inflation. What is inflation? It is a persistent rise in the general price level of goods and services. We all know every year the prices of everything increases, that is compared to last year. What is that? It is nothing but inflation. Its impact ripple through every corner of the economy, right? Affecting us consumers, even the producers, borrowers, lenders, even governments. For instance, borrowers may benefit from inflation by repaying loans with money that is worth less in real terms, whereas lenders could find their investments eroded. Producers may profit if they can raise prices faster than production cost, but then consumers will feel the pinch because their purchasing power will decline. So, in conclusion, economic growth, development, and inflation are all intertwined phenomena which shape the destiny of nations, and understanding their complexities is essential for policymakers, businesses, and individuals alike to navigate the ever changing landscape of the global economy. The socio and cultural environment forms a crucial aspect of the broader business landscape, significantly influencing commercial activities across nations. It encompasses a myriad of factors, including social problems, institutions, values, attitudes, and cultural nuances within which businesses operate. Understanding and evaluating this environment is paramount for businesses to make informed decisions and achieve their strategic goals. Within the cultural environment lie essential elements like knowledge, beliefs, attitudes. These elements which shape an individual's perception of reality and encompasses everything from philosophical thoughts to scientific facts. They influence consumer behavior, organizational culture, societal norms, thereby impacting businesses' strategies and operations. Similarly, socio-cultural environment encompasses a broader spectrum including knowledge, beliefs, values, morals, behaviors, religion, ethnicity, language, and such. These elements collectively shape the growth and development of economies, influencing managerial decision-making processes and strategic objectives of businesses. In a globalized world, businesses must navigate this diverse socio-cultural landscapes through to thrive in various markets. Recent changes in the socio-cultural environment, particularly in areas like fashion trends, digital marketing and all, underscore this dynamic nature of this particular domain. Rapid shifts in consumer preferences, which are driven by social media and evolving cultural norms, necessitate businesses to stay agile and adapt to the changing trends to remain competitive. Moreover, changes in this socio-cultural environment can lead to fluctuations in the demand as well as supply, impacting businesses' viability as well as sustainability. Businesses are increasingly recognized as integral parts of social systems with the capacity to influence consumer lifestyles and societal behaviors. Consequently, understanding and responding to socio-cultural shifts are imperative for businesses that are seeking long-term success. Moving on to the political and legal environment, it plays a pivotal role in shaping the business landscape. The political environment, comprising legislative, executive, and judicial elements, determines the economic policies and trade regulations, significantly impacting businesses' operations. Similarly, legal environment encompasses laws, regulations, and policies governing business activities, from physical policies to environmental regulations. Recent changes in the political legal environment, like government initiatives you must be aware of, right? Make in India, reforms to improve ease of doing business, highlighting evolving nature of governance and its implications for businesses. These changes underscore the importance of business understanding and evaluating the political legal environment to navigate regulatory complexities and seize opportunities. Moreover, government's framework for promoting such businesses also encompasses a comprehensive set of policies and initiatives which are aimed at fostering industrial and commercial activity in the country. Legal and policy support mechanisms including competition laws, consumer protection acts, and environmental regulations provide a conducive environment for businesses to thrive and contribute to the economic growth. So in conclusion, we can say that the socio-cultural, the political and legal environments are integral components of business landscape and exerts a significant influence on commercial activities. Businesses must proactively understand, evaluate and adapt to these environments to navigate the challenges, capitalize on opportunities and achieve their strategic objectives in an ever-changing global marketplace. Business ethics forms the moral compass which guides and the behavior of individuals and organizations in the conduct of business. Rooted in the Greek word ethos, which signifies character or custom, ethics delineates the principles and standards which govern human conduct within the business realm. That is why it is called business ethics. It is all about applying moral or ethical norms to business practices, striking a delicate balance between profit maximization and stakeholder needs. The importance of business ethics is multifaceted. Firstly, it aids in identifying potential problems and devising strategies to address them, fostering a culture of transparency and accountability within organizations. Secondly, it enables us to evaluate the different approaches to managing ethics in organizations, providing insights into the benefits and challenges that are associated with each. Thirdly, it extends our understanding beyond conventional business studies, incorporating moral and ethical dimensions into decision-making processes. Ethical practices not only bolster a company's reputation but also confer tangible benefits like market advantages and increased customer loyalty. Major corporate scandals like WorldCom, Enron, Satyam, definitely you must have heard of Satyam scandal, right? You can see they underscore the significance of ethical business practices in today's hyper-connected world. Ethics serves as a compass that guides businesses to navigate the complexities of societal expectations and stakeholder demands while ensuring there is no harm being inflicted upon the society. Furthermore, a robust ethics framework empowers organizations to detect and address potential problems early on, thus mitigating the risk of disasters. Governments also have vested interest in promoting ethical business practices, fostering integrity in the marketplace to enhance international competitiveness and bolster a country's image concerning the ease of doing business there. Various ethical issues confront businesses, ranging from discrimination and harassment to bribery, corruption, environmental responsibility even. Businesses must embrace a strong ethical framework to navigate such challenges responsibly and ethically, safeguarding the interest of all stakeholders. Corporate governance, corporate sustainability, and corporate social responsibility (CSR). These are complementary concepts which further underscore the ethical imperatives of businesses. Corporate governance delineates the relationship between management, boards, shareholders, and stakeholders, ensuring alignment with company objectives and fostering effective monitoring mechanisms. Corporate sustainability emphasizes the imperative of operating businesses in a manner which meets present needs without compromising future generations' ability to meet their own needs. It encompasses economic, social, and environmental considerations, advocating for a holistic approach to value creation. CSR, that is corporate social responsibility, on the other hand, encapsulates businesses' responsibility to society and environment, integrating social and environmental concerns into operations and stakeholder interactions. Beyond mere legal compliance, CSR embodies a commitment to making a positive impact on society, fostering goodwill and enhancing brand image. Driven by economic, ethical, and innovative considerations, CSR is instrumental in enhancing brand image, gaining competitive advantage, and fostering long-term business interests. By embracing CSR principles, businesses can navigate the complexities of modern business landscape, leveraging their influence to effect positive change and create shared value for all stakeholders. So, in conclusion, business ethics serves as the moral foundation upon which organizations build trust, integrity, and sustainability. Enhancing ethical practices not only benefits businesses but also contributes to the societal well-being and sustainable development. As businesses navigate the intricacies of global marketplace, adherence to these ethical principles remains paramount in ensuring long-term success and prosperity for all stakeholders. The financial system serves as the backbone of an economy, facilitating the efficient allocation of resources and fostering economic growth. Comprising institutions, instruments, and markets, it acts as a conduit, bringing together savers and investors while translating savings into productive investments. At its core, the financial system endeavors to channelize savings into the most lucrative opportunities, thereby bolstering economic development. One of the primary functions of the financial system is to ensure efficient allocation of resources by bridging the gap between borrowers and lenders. By facilitating the process of price discovery and determination, financial markets play a pivotal role in directing funds to their most optimal uses. Moreover, the financial system enhances liquidity by allocating funds efficiently, providing borrowers with easy access to capital while minimizing transaction costs. Additionally, it serves as a mechanism for managing uncertainty and controlling risks, thereby fostering stability within the economy. The money market and capital market are two integral components of this financial system, each serving distinct purposes. The money market primarily deals with short-term financial assets and close substitutes of money, providing short-term funds to investors for durations of less than 1 year. Comprising both organized and unorganized sectors, it encompasses a range of participants, including central banks, commercial banks, and non-financial intermediaries. Conversely, capital market focuses on long-term securities with maturity periods that are exceeding 1 year, serving as a platform for channelizing savings, capital formation, and industrial growth. It comprises the primary market, where the new securities are issued, and secondary market, where previously issued securities are traded. Within the Indian context, the banking system plays a pivotal role in the financial landscape, serving as a critical conduit for monetary policy and economic development. At the apex stands the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, which is the regulatory authority overseeing the banking sector and guiding the monetary policy. Beneath it, we have the scheduled banks, including private sector banks and public sector banks, foreign banks, regional rural banks, RRBs, which form the backbone of our banking system. These institutions, categorized into various segments, cater to diverse needs of depositors and borrowers, facilitating financial intermediation and fostering economic growth. The capital market, with its primary and secondary markets, serves as a linchpin in the financial system, offering a platform for long-term investment and wealth creation. Through a plethora of instruments like equity shares, preference shares, debentures, bonds, mutual funds. Have you heard of any of these things? Definitely, I think mutual funds, bonds, you must have heard, right? It provides, so all these things are instruments in our financial market, and through these instruments, investors are provided with avenues for diversification and portfolio management, supported by intermediaries like merchant bankers, underwriters, brokers, and registrars. The capital market ensures the smooth functioning of transactions and safeguarding of investor interests. In essence, financial system comprising the money market, capital market, and banking system plays a multifaceted role in driving economic growth and development. By efficiently mobilizing savings, allocating resources, and managing risks, it lays the groundwork for sustainable prosperity and financial stability within an economy. The evolution of industrial policy in India reflects the nation's journey towards economic development and prosperity, beginning with the Industrial Policy Resolution of 1948, which outlined the role of state in industrial development. State as in the government, okay, that is what we call the state. Subsequent policies have aimed at addressing various challenges and adapting to the changing economic landscapes. Then we have the Industrial Development and Regulation Act of 1951, which marked a significant milestone by empowering the government to direct investment into preferred areas of industrial activity through licensing mechanisms. However, over time, the policy framework became outdated and it was characterized by the inefficiencies, which prompted for a need for reforms. Then came the new industrial policy, NIP, of 1991, which is heralded as a new era of liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Definitely, you guys all have studied about this new industrial policy of 1991, right? Created by Manmohan Singh, the then Finance Minister of India. Very famous policy this is, right? LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization. It aimed to achieve sustainable growth and international competitiveness. This policy shift was very crucial in addressing the shortcomings of previous policies, like distortions in investment patterns and the absence of suitable export policies. But despite the progress made, gaps did remain in the present industrial policy framework also. Challenges include instability in the Indian industry, particularly impacting marginalized sections of society, as well as the need for better integration of technological innovation and incentives to drive efficiency. The state-specific industrial policies have emerged as complementary mechanisms to address the regional disparities and foster industrial growth. States like Tamil Nadu, Telangana have implemented initiatives focusing on simplification, skill development, investment subsidies, setting examples for other regions to follow. In addition to industrial policies, a range of complementary measures, including those related to licensing, technology import, financial incentives, and labor regulations, play a vital role in promoting industrial growth and economic prosperity. These policies collectively aim to create a conducive environment for efficient resource utilization and international competitiveness. Moving forward, Continued efforts to address gaps in our industrial policy, enhance the regional competitiveness, and foster innovation will all be crucial in driving sustainable economic growth and improving the lives of India's citizens. By leveraging both the national as well as state level policies, India can further unlock its industrial potential and achieve greater prosperity for all of us. The agricultural sector in India holds a crucial spot in the country's economy, providing livelihoods to a significant portion of the population and contributing substantially to the gross value added GVA. It is not just a source of income for millions but also a major player in the global food trade, with India being a key exporter of agricultural products. This sector's growth potential is quite immense, with the Indian food industry that is primed for substantial expansion. To bolster this sector, the government has rolled out several initiatives also covering areas like fisheries, dairy, animal husbandry. So these efforts are geared towards enhancing production and streamlining processes. One notable initiative is the agriculture export policy, which is aimed to ramp up exports significantly by 2022, positioning India as a major player in the global market, agricultural market, right? So this is about agricultural export policy about 2022. That is, I guess, the time when our books were written. I think by 2021 these books were published. Right now it is 2024. I would love to hear from you what you find out about the status of this particular policy is. Okay, agricultural export policy. Leave it in the comments below. The journey of agricultural policies in India has been a very dynamic one, evolving over the years to address the changing needs and challenges. Initially, it focused on achieving self-sufficiency and food security. Policies gradually shifted towards boosting productivity. Then came the land reforms and the introduction of Green Revolution, which were pivotal moments in this journey, propelling the sector forward. And in recent times, the government introduced the farm reforms of 2020. I am sure all those protests against this farm reforms 2020 are still fresh in your minds also, which aimed at so the farm reforms of 2020 was actually aimed at empowering farmers by providing them with more avenues to sell their produce and increase their income, right? So, and it included acts, mainly 3 acts, which were related to trade, price assurance and essential commodities, and marked a significant step towards modernizing agricultural practices and ensuring farmers' welfare. But this was not met with happiness from the farmers, the agriculturalists, right? However, so the sector still is grappling with challenges like inadequate infrastructure, low productivity, and limited market access. So bridging these gaps actually requires sustained government support and targeted interventions to uplift the agricultural community and bolster the sector's economic growth trajectory. States across India have also been proactive in implementing policies to promote industrial development and attract investments. These policies, tailored to each state's unique needs and priorities, aim to foster entrepreneurship, support small and medium-sized enterprises, that is SMEs, and drive economic growth. Agricultural marketing plays a vital role in optimizing resource use, increasing farm income, and promoting economic growth. Efforts to improve efficiency in this area can have far-reaching impacts on the sector and the economy as a whole, with farmers, middlemen, agribusiness firms, and the government playing a crucial role. A very well-coordinated approach is highly essential to maximize the agricultural sector's potential. So in conclusion, we can say that the agricultural sector in India is not just a cornerstone of economy, but it is like a lifeline for millions. And with continuous government support, policy reforms, and efforts to address existing challenges, the sector is definitely poised for further growth and prosperity, benefiting both farmers and the nation as a whole. The year 1991 actually marked a pivotal moment in India's economic history with the introduction of the new economic policy. So in 1991, many policies were enacted, right? This new economic policy is also commonly referred to as the LPG, Liberalization, Privatization and Globalization Policy. This policy overhaul signified a departure from the restrictive license Raj and move towards liberalizing the economy in privatizing state-owned enterprises. So the decision to enact these reforms was actually driven by a confluence of international as well as domestic factors. Internationally, the dissolution of USSR, Soviet Union, it underscored the need for India to reassess its economic approach. Policymakers recognized the importance of learning from the success stories of economies like those in East Asia and sought to modernize India's economic framework accordingly. So, the new economic policy was born, comprising macroeconomic stabilization measures and structural adjustments. Liberalization is the first pillar of this new economic policy and was aimed to reduce government regulations and foster private sector participation in the economy. This involved reforms across various sectors, including industry, finance, taxation, and foreign exchange. The goal here was to create a more conducive environment for business growth and innovation. Privatization, which is the second component, involved transferring ownership and management of state owned enterprises to the private sector. This move aimed to enhance efficiency, curb corruption, and increase accountability by introducing market dynamics into previously monopolized sectors. Globalization is the third aspect of NEP. It sought to integrate the Indian economy with the global market and involved reducing trade barriers, encouraging foreign investment, and facilitating the free flow of goods, services, capital, and technology across borders. The implementation of these reforms heralded a new era of economic growth in India. GDP numbers surged, industrial activities flourished, and India's presence on the global stage grew stronger. However, reforms were not without criticism. Concerns were raised about the jobless growth, neglect of agricultural sector, and widening income inequalities. So, in recent years, the Indian government has introduced several initiatives to promote the financial inclusion, entrepreneurship, and self-reliance. The Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana and the Mudra scheme aim to provide financial services to the underserved and support budding entrepreneurs, respectively. We have the Swachh Bharat mission, which aims to improve public hygiene and sanitization, while Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, which is announced in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, aims to enhance India's self-reliance and empower vulnerable groups. This initiative includes measures to support various sectors like MSMEs, farmers, and migrant workers. The Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana and the Production Linked Incentives Scheme further underscores the government's commitment to creating employment opportunities and promoting manufacturing growth. So, overall, all these initiatives reflect India's commitment to inclusive and sustainable development by providing core infrastructure, financial access, and entrepreneurial opportunities to all the segments of the society. The financial and fiscal sector reforms that were introduced during and after 1991 has played a crucial role in shaping the trajectory of our Indian economy. And one of the most significant reforms which happened during that time was the overhaul of our banking sector following the recommendations of the Narasimham Committee. I hope that you have at least heard this term Narasimham Committee at least once, right? So if not, then this is the time to brush up on our GK and be aware of this particular Narasimham Committee. It is a very important topic for the term and examinations as well. There are two Narasimham committees. I'll try my best to give you an introduction into this concept in this rapid roundup session. Otherwise, we have the detailed MMPC 3 playlist in the channel. You can go over there and I have explained it in detail. Okay, so the Narasimham Committee the reforms or the recommendations of which happened on the basis of the Narasimham Committee. So these reforms aimed to modernize and strengthen our financial sector with particular focus on improving the functioning of the banking sector, that is our banks. Post 1991, again further reforms happened in banking and insurance sectors focused on expediting the insolvency resolution process and enhancing the supervision over cooperative banks. Moreover, to ensure that there is a universal social security system, especially for the underprivileged and the poor, several schemes have been launched in 2015, such as Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Adal Pension Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, things like that. These initiatives have aimed to provide financial protection to the vulnerable segments of our society. Additionally, the introduction of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, this was an amendment ordinance in 2021, actually underscores the our current government's commitment to providing an efficient insolvency resolution framework, particularly for micro, small and medium enterprises. When I say the current government, currently as I am making this video, it is still Modi government, okay. So these measures are geared towards enhancing financial stability and fostering the economic growth. So in tandem with financial sector reforms, India has also undergone significant tax reforms to streamline and improve the taxation system. Committees like the Chellaya Committee, Kelkar Committee have made recommendations to simplify and rationalize both the direct as well as the indirect taxes. And the Union Budget for 2021 to 2022 proposed again major changes in the direct and indirect taxes, including exemptions for senior citizens from filing income tax returns, reducing the time limit for reopening income tax assessment cases, and introducing a dispute resolution committee for small taxpayers. So in case you belong to a tax-paying community, then you might be aware of the new tax regimes, right? So these tax reforms aim to make the taxation system more efficient, broad-based, and enhance the compliance mechanisms. By reducing the bureaucratic hurdles and simplifying tax processes, the reforms seek to promote the economic growth and development while ensuring there is equitable distribution of the tax burden. Overall, financial and fiscal sector reforms in India reflect a very concerned, concentrated effort by the government to modernize and strengthen our economy, promote our financial inclusion, and create an enabling environment for sustainable growth as well as development. So the international financial system, this is again like a vast network connecting countries through various financial transactions. It is a blend of individual countries' financial systems, regional monetary arrangements, and the operation of the global organizations like World Bank or the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Essentially, the main job here is to keep things stable and prevent any wild swings that could disrupt the trade and global economic health. When countries face problems like, say, running out of foreign currency or struggling to meet their financial obligations, especially international financial obligations, it can create a domino effect affecting lenders and causing chaos in the global economy. So, to avoid such scenarios, we have to have a safety net, a mechanism to provide funds with the condition that countries will take appropriate steps to fix those economic imbalances. That is where the institutions like IMF, right, International Monetary Fund, or the World Bank, these kind of institutions steps in. The IMF oversees the international monetary system. It promotes exchange rate stability. It helps countries with short-term balance of payments problems by offering loans and monitors the member countries' economies to ensure that they are on the right track. Meanwhile, the World Bank focuses more on helping poorer countries develop economically. It provides loans, advice, technical support, knowledge sharing to help such nations grow, reduce the poverty, and encourage private enterprise. So both institutions, this World Bank and IMF, both of these institutions play a vital role in stabilizing countries that are in need for and fostering economic growth and development worldwide. But this is a mixed opinion kind of thing. Like it is, if you look closely, you will be in doubt whether the interventions of World Bank and IMF actually helped or made the situation worse. It's a good topic for a debate, but then let's not have that debate right now, right? So just let us understand, for the sake of our term and examination, or at least for this rapid roundup session, World Bank and IMF, they are the financial architects of our global village that we are trying to make, right? Ensuring every nation has the opportunity to thrive and contribute to the world economy. Whatever the end result is, their intention is basically good, is what I want to say here. Okay, so we saw a particular term here while we were talking about the international organizations, that is balance of payments. So this is a very important concept when it comes to a term and examination as well as your career in MBA. Balance of payments is a very important term that we must be aware of because if you look closely at the economic system of our nation or any nation for that matter, you will definitely see this term. You definitely have to understand what it is, right? So let us look at it. The balance of payments, BOP. It is like the report card, the financial report card for a country. It details all its economic transactions with the rest of the world over a specific period, usually a year, sometimes even quarterly, usually at least like or monthly also, right? So it is divided into two main parts. This balance of payment, this report card, this financial report card, which is called balance of payments, has two major sections. Just like our report card has what are term and examination results and assignment marks, right? Two major sections. Just like that, balance of payment also has two major sections, the current account and the capital account. So what is the current account and what is the capital account? Let us look. Okay, so the current account covers things like imports, exports, transfers from abroad and things like that, whereas capital account deals with investments, loans, changes in foreign exchange reserves and such things. And together, this current account and capital account together, they give us a snapshot of a country's financial health and its interactions with the global economy. So analyzing this balance of payments help governments make informed decisions about the physical as well as fiscal, okay, not physical, fiscal, 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 meaning of finance, fiscal and trade policies. So for instance, if a country consistently is running a deficit in its current account, then it might signal an over-reliance on imports or a lack of competitiveness in exports, which prompts policymakers to take corrective measures like, say, promoting domestic industries or negotiating certain trade agreements to boost its exports, things like that. Conversely, if you see a surplus in BOP, like India's current trend, then it can indicate strong economic fundamentals and increased investor confidence. It may also suggest that the country's currency is actually appreciating, which can have implications for monetary policy and exchange rate management. So just by looking at the BOP, the latest BOP, whether if it, you cannot say for sure that if it is a deficit then it is bad, or if it is what you can say a surplus it is good, we cannot say. In order to accurately determine whether the deficit in BOP is a cause of concern depends upon various factors. Like for example, if the deficit is driven by investment in infrastructure or foreign acquisitions, then it enhances the long-term growth prospects. So even though it is a deficit, we can consider it a strategic investment rather than sign of an economic weakness. On the other hand, if there is persistent deficit over time, over the past couple of accounting periods, if the BOP is in deficit and it is fueled by excessive consumption or speculative capital inflows, then this deficit in BOP can pose a risk to economic stability. So in case a question comes in your term and examination asking whether a deficit in BOP is always a cause of concern, then you must know this and you must write this. So as I was saying, if the deficit is caused by excessive consumption or speculative capital inflows, then it is a risk to the economic stability, and such imbalances could lead to currency depreciation, inflation, vulnerability to external shocks, and all these things could highlight the importance of sustainable economic policies and prudent management of our external accounts. So in summary, while a deficit in BOP is not inherently alarming, it warrants careful scrutiny to understand what is the underlying cause of that deficit and what could be its societal and economic implications. Sustainable economic growth requires maintaining a healthy balance of payments position. The current account and the capital account in balance is called, means there is a balance, that is the most, what you can say, it is a good position. So that entails striking the right balance between imports as well as exports, promoting investments and ensuring there is financial stability in an increasingly interconnected global economy. International trade is like the cornerstone of the global economy, facilitating the exchange of goods and services between nations. It enables countries to access a diverse range of products and services that they may not be able to produce domestically. By specializing in what they do best and trading for the rest, countries can optimize their resources and foster economic growth and development. However, like any economic activity, international trade also comes with its own set of advantages and disadvantages. On the positive side, it ensures that there is an availability of a wide variety or a wide array of goods and services. It fosters economies of scale through surplus production and allows countries to leverage their competitive advantage for increased efficiency and productivity. Additionally, the international trade fosters healthy competition, promotes technological transfer, and creates job opportunities. Yet, international trade also presents challenges. What challenges? It could pose national security threats, deplete natural resources, impact the domestic demand, particularly during global economic downturns and all. Moreover, it can burden our natural resources and be hindered by trade barriers such as tariffs, quotas, and non tariff barriers. So, efforts to mitigate these challenges have led to initiatives that are aimed at reducing trade barriers and promoting mutual economic gains. Institutions like the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade (GATT) and the World Trade Organization (WTO) they work towards eliminating these cross-border restrictions and regulating these such trade disputes. Additionally, international organizations and trading blocs encourage free trade and reduce barriers to this international trade. So, India's foreign trade reflects the broader trends in global commerce with a growing GDP and increasing trade surplus. India has become an attractive destination for foreign investments. The government's focus on accelerating domestic production and exports through initiatives like the Foreign Trade Policy of 2021 to 2026 demonstrates the commitment of the Indian government to furthering India's integration into the global economy. In conclusion, we can say international trade is a dynamic and essential component of the global economy, offering both opportunities as well as challenges for countries worldwide. And with strategic policies and initiatives, nations like India can leverage the benefits of international trade to drive economic growth, foster innovation, and enhance global competitiveness. Global financing is also an essential thing for countries to meet their development and investment needs. And there are various sources also available for countries to tap into. These sources offer different advantages and serve different purposes depending upon the requirements of each country. Foreign direct investment, that is FDI, involves an individual or a company from one country investing in the business interests of another country. It typically includes capital investment and may also involve the transfer of management or technology. FDI is often favored for its long-term commitment and potential for technology transfer and job creation. Then there is another type, that is foreign portfolio investment FPI, which on the other hand refers to investments in a foreign country's securities like shares, bonds or convertible securities. And unlike FDI, FPI usually entails passive ownership and does not grant investors any control over the company. So FDI investors do get a control, at least some form of control over the company, but FPI no. FPI is influenced by factors like the equity price movements or bond yields and prospects for growth. International money markets also play a crucial role in facilitating the global trade and investment by providing a platform for borrowing foreign currencies. And these markets include the euro currency market, euro bond, euro notes, and euro commercial papers. They offer countries flexibility in sourcing funds without depleting their foreign reserves. India, like many other countries, relies on a mix of global financing sources to meet its development and investment needs. Over the years, India has seen significant inflow of FDI, which has become a major source of financing for the country. FPI inflows have also increased, helping to finance India's current account deficit. Additionally, external commercial borrowing (ECB), external commercial borrowings, they have been popular among Indian businesses, particularly in sectors like infrastructure. And apart from these, India also has received foreign aid from various countries and international organizations supporting various development projects. Trade financing has also played a crucial role in funding Indian businesses, especially in the export-oriented sectors. Overall, we can say India's global financing landscape has diversified with a growing emphasis on FDI, FPI, and ECBs. However, the country does continue to leverage foreign aid and trade financing to meet its development goals and investment requirements. And by tapping into these diverse funding sources, India can further its economic growth and development aspirations on a global stage. Technology is something which we cannot live without, right? Technology has changed the way businesses work all around the world. It is like a big switch that turned on, making things faster and easier. Before, people did everything by hand, but now machines help out a lot. So this switch to using technology has actually helped businesses to grow a lot. Think about how we talk to each other nowadays. We don't need to send letters that take days to arrive. Think about us, Anu's classroom. I'm sitting here in my home and speaking to a laptop and you are sitting in your home, in your convenience, in your pace, you are listening to me. I am able to get across to you wherever you are without even actually having to meet you in person, right? So this is possible through technology. So with technology we can talk to people on the other side of the world in seconds, and has become super helpful for businesses also, because now they can chat with their customers very quickly as well as easily. They can even solve problems and answer questions right away. And remember how phones used to be that big and stuck to the wall, right? Now they are tiny, and plus they can do lots of things. Even our watches can call nowadays, right? So we can use them to check emails, send messages, when watch videos. Plus they are like mini computers also. We can do work from anywhere. And when it comes to sending things from one place to another also, technology has come of help. It is like having a super smart map which knows where everything is. So businesses can use this to track their stuff, make sure it gets to the right place on time, right? So now let us talk about some of the new cool things that are happening with technology which you must be aware of. One is hyper automation. What is hyper automation? You can think of it as having like a robot friend who helps with work. It uses smart tools to make things run smoothly and quickly. The second thing that you must be aware of is IoT, Internet of Things. This is when everyday things like say your fridge or your car or AC can talk to each other, your light switch can talk to each other and share information. It is like having a team of helpers making sure everything is okay. Third important thing is cloud computing. So instead of saving stuff on your computer or on your phone, now we can save it on the internet. This means we can access our stuff from anywhere, which is again something which is super handy and something which I have been using a lot these days because my laptop keeps crashing, right? So artificial intelligence, AI. This is when computers can learn and think like humans. They can help us do tasks better and faster. Cyber security. This is like having a superhero which protects us from the bad guys who are there on the internet, the hackers. It keeps our information safe and secure. So in India, businesses are using these new technologies, and for sure you might already be using. If not, you will start using once you are in the job, right, to make things better. So they are like the pioneers. They're trying out new things to make businesses stronger and more competitive. So overall, technology has made a big difference in how businesses work. It is like having a, you can say, a magic wand that makes everything easier. You just swish the wand and things get done, right? So with these new advancements, businesses can do even more amazing things in the future. Just imagine with augmented reality, virtual reality, stuff like that coming in, what all could like open up, right? So with that, we have covered all the major aspects of business environment also as outlined in the MMPC 3 of IGNO MBA under the new syllabus. So these concepts are crucial for understanding the topics that will be discussed in the remaining semesters. So please make sure that you are well versed and super clear on these concepts, right? Thank you so much for joining Anu's classroom. I hope this session was useful to you. And I also hope that you have subscribed to the channel and turned the notifications on. Let's catch up in the next session. Thank you so much and all the very best for your examinations.